A very good morning dear students. Hope आप सब ठीक है. Now today I am going to start chapter 3, that is water. And there are different topics which we are going to discuss in this chapter. So let us summarize first of all the topics, and then we will discuss each and every topic one by one. This chapter is about the properties of water, about the concept of solubility, saturated solution, unsaturated solution, types of substances, efflorescence, deliquescent, hygroscopic substances, types of salt, hydrosalt and hydrosalt. So all these things we'll discuss in this chapter. So name of the chapter is water. Formula of water is H2O, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. The bond which is present in this particular compound is covalent bond. Now the first important point which is there in this chapter, that is about the occurrence of water. All of you know that 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. And water exists in two different forms in nature, in free state as well as in combined state. Like in free state in the form of ice, snow, in river, in lakes, etc. And in combined form there are different compounds in which water is present. It is present in acids, it is present in bases, it is present in fruits, it is present in vegetables, human body, animals, etc. Now the first thing which we will discuss today is about the properties of water, and the first important property that I am going to discuss today is water is also known as universal solvent. Before discussing this word universal, I would like to discuss this solvent. The medium in which a substance is get dissolved, that is known as solvent. The substance which is to be dissolved, that we call solute. Combination of solute and solvent, that is known as solution. So this is the important property of water, that water is also known as universal solvent. Why water is also known as universal solvent? It is known as universal solvent as it can dissolve a number of substances into it. There are not many substances which can dissolve in water, and because of this reason water is also known as universal solvent. This is the first important property of water. Can you name few of the substances which can dissolve in water? Sodium chloride, copper sulfate, ferrous sulfate, glucose, sucrose, sugar. All these are the substances which can dissolve in water. Metallic nitrate dissolves in water, like potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate, lead to nitrate, and because of this reason it is called universal solvent. The medium in which a solute can be dissolved, that medium is known as solvent, and in this chapter we are specifically talking about the solvent water. So this is the first point. Now I would like to discuss about this particular point, saturated solution and unsaturated solution. As I already said that solution is what? Solute plus solvent, that we call solution. Now saturated solution and unsaturated solution. Such solution in which no more solute can be dissolved. I have written here solution in which no more solute can be dissolved. I have not used the word added. I have written dissolved at a particular temperature are known as saturated solution. If you will write in the definition solution in which no more solute can be added, then this definition will be wrong, because add तो आप कर सकते हो, but the point is type of solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a particular temperature, not by increasing the temperature. Such solution are known as saturated solution. Without increasing the temperature, no more solute can be dissolved, not added. And unsaturated solution, such solution in which more solute can be dissolved at a particular temperature, that is known as unsaturated solution. To understand the difference between these two terms, saturated and unsaturated, let me give you very simple example. Suppose you have taken a glass beaker and in that you have taken 100 ml of water. Then take one spatula and take any soluble substance. Suppose you have taken NaCl, that is your sodium chloride. Add one spatula that is the lab apparatus which we use to take out the salt, and then dissolve it with the help of glass rod. It will get dissolved. You are not increasing the temperature, you are not increasing the amount of the solvent. Then add one more spatula, that will also dissolve. Then add one more spatula of salt, that will also dissolve. So this condition where solute keep on dissolving in the solvent without increasing the concentration of the solute or without increasing the temperature. So this is known as unsaturated solution, where it can dissolve. But when you repeat this process continuously, a stage will come where no more solute will get dissolved. आप उसमें और नमक डालेंगे, आप पहले डालेंगे वो डिसॉल्व हो जाएगा, अगेन यू विल ऐड इट विल डिसॉल्व, अगेन यू विल ऐड इट विल डिसॉल्व. But when you will perform this activity continuously, a stage will come where no more solute will get dissolved. ऐड करने को तो आप पूरा बीकर भी ऐड कर सकते, आप पूरा कंटेनर भी ऐड कर सकते हो NaCl. So add word is not the appropriate one. Where no more solute can be dissolved. ऐड तो हम कर देंगे, लेकिन क्या वो डिसॉल्व हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है? So that solution is known as unsaturated. अभी वो saturate नहीं हुआ. It has the tendency to dissolve the solute into it. So that is known as unsaturated solution. Whereas type of solution in which no more solute can be dissolved. एक ऐसी स्टेज आ जाएगी जिसमें आप और अगर NaCl डालोगे या any other soluble substance you will take, it will not dissolve without increasing the temperature. That condition is known as, at that particular condition, that solution is said to be saturated solution. So this is the difference between saturated and unsaturated solution. Now coming to the next point, here I have written one very important property of water, that is anomalous expansion of water. This word anomalous means something which is different, which is peculiar, abnormal behavior. So just what does it mean? Let us discuss. Just like all other liquids, most of the liquids have this common property that it expands on heating and contracts on cooling. So water also expands on heating and contracts on cooling, but it contracts only up to 4 degrees Celsius. Below 4 degrees Celsius, the temperature between this, below 4 degrees Celsius, again it started expanding. And this feature, this anomalous, abnormal, unusual behavior of water, this feature is known as anomalous expansion of water. And because of this, density of ice is lower than that of water, although that is in solid state. And because of this reason, ice floats on the surface of water. In the same manner, there are other properties also, like water has high specific heat capacity. What does it mean? It means it requires large amount of energy by water to raise its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. So, because of this reason, the area which are near to the water bodies, coastal areas, they have moderate climate. Whereas the area which is far away from the water bodies, river or your sea or ocean, they have extreme climate. Because of this specific reason, that water has high specific heat capacity. Large amount of energy is required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. Now coming to the next point, I have written about the concept of solubility. That solubility of solid in liquid is directly proportional to temperature in most of the cases. Some exceptions are there that we will discuss when we will discuss about the solubility curve in our next lecture. But in most of the cases, solubility of solid substances, soluble solid and liquid, is directly proportional to temperature. The word directly proportional means what? It means when temperature will increase, solubility will also increase. When temperature will decrease, solubility will also decrease. Very simple example. Let us discuss a very simple example. It is easy to dissolve sugar or any other soluble substance in warm water as compared to dissolve sugar in ice cold water. Why? Because solubility of the soluble substance increases with increase in temperature. Now the question arises, why solubility of soluble substances increases with increase in temperature? Because when temperature increases, again kinetic energy increases. Particles, they come in motion, they move far away from each other. they get dissolved easily, rapidly. So this is the reason that solubility of solid substances in water is directly proportional to the temperature. When temperature increases, solubility will also increases. That's why it is easy to dissolve. That's why if we want to dissolve something, like we are preparing the tea, we have to heat the water so that sugar can easily dissolve. Otherwise it will take time for sugar to get dissolved at normal condition or at normal temperature. Now we have discussed about this point: universal solvent, saturated solution, unsaturated, anomalous and solubility. Now there is one activity that I would like to discuss, which proves that tap water consists of dissolved minerals. I am not using the word distilled water. Such water which is free of any sort of minerals, that is known as distilled water. Here I am talking about tap water. Tap water consists of dissolved gases and minerals. Dissolved gases such as carbon dioxide, oxygen, and dissolved minerals. So there is one activity or experiment by which we can prove that tap water consists of dissolved minerals. What you have to do? You have to take tap water in a beaker or in a china dish and then just boil that. At home also you can perform this. You can take one utensil and then take tap water. Not aqua water, not your RO water, tap water. And when you will boil it, that water will be evaporated, and then at the base of the utensil you will find some concentric ring is there, white colored substance. So that is what? That is the minerals which are left behind. So this experiment proves that tap water consists of dissolved minerals. So today we discussed about the basic concepts related to the water. Once again let us revise. Why water is known as universal solvent? It is known as universal solvent as it can dissolve a number of solute, a number of substances into it. I am not saying all, almost all. Next is saturated solution. Solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a particular temperature, that is known as saturated solution. Then unsaturated solution. Solution in which more solute can be dissolved at a particular temperature. So first solution is unsaturated, and when we keep on dissolving the solute, a stage will come where it will become from unsaturated saturated. Next is solubility of solid in liquid, which is directly proportional to the temperature. When temperature will increase, solubility of soluble substance in water will also increase. Accept the exceptions, and then the experiment which proves that tap water consists of dissolved minerals. So this is about today's lecture. Thank you.